Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of how to make a photography website in WordPress and Elementor. Now in part 1 I showed you how to create a holding page template using one of Elementor's templates from its template library. Unfortunately, it seems that since then those templates have disappeared. So very quickly to start with, I'll just show you how to create your own template. Now, as I said, remember you need to go to templates and you need to add new. So you need to create a new template. We'll create a page, call it holding page, click create template. Now we want the whole page to be one. So go over to this settings button here, page layout, and select Elementor canvas. That will get rid of any headers or footers that you may have set up. Come up here and just simply click this button here to create a box, and in that box what you want to do is click here, go to style, click background type, click this, and we want to insert an image. Now of course, as photographers we can use one of our own photos for the holding page. So the way that we do that, we just simply choose image, come up to our media library, go to upload files, select files, and then navigate to a folder where you've got an image already prepared. So find an image that you've already prepared and already optimized for web viewing. Now I'll go in a little bit later to show you how to optimize your image for web viewing and how to size things. But for now, typically let's find an image. And we want something relatively clean, so we can put some text somewhere on it. So maybe this one. Now the size of the image, I've got 2048 pixels wide by 1385, but really it's the width that matters. Most people are going to be viewing this on a pretty big screen, at least a high definition screen, which is 1920 pixels wide. Some people have the Super HD or the 4Ks now, but I think just, you know, for web viewing it's best really that if you want something to go full screen, 2048 is big enough for now. So let's insert that and then come up here, center the image, make sure it's centered, no repeat, and cover. Then come back to layout, come to height, fit to screen. Now we've got the whole image will fit to whatever screen it is being viewed on. And then come over here and click this little square on the top right here. That brings up your elements or your widgets. And in this widget you can get heading text. So click and drag and pull that into the box here. You can centralize it and just replace the text with something like Ian Middleton Photography. You can use some HTML code. This arrow, BR, arrow will give you a break, and then you can say coming soon. That then puts it onto 2 lines. Go to style, text color, so if you want to make it white depending on the background. Oops. Typography, here is where you set the font, so maybe I use Roboto. Set the weight, so you can make it thicker, bolder, uppercase, and then down here, sorry, go back again, and the size, so we can make that nice and big. And there you've got your holding page. And then you publish that and come out, exit the dashboard, go up to Elementor tools again, maintenance mode, make sure it's in maintenance mode, put it into coming soon if it's not already, who can access, logged in users, and choose template, holding page, and click save. Now, if I log out, anyone viewing that page will only see the coming soon page. So to get started with your website, it's useful to install a few plugins. Now, as I said before, you don't want to install lots and lots of plugins, but there are a few critical plugins and a few very useful plugins I'm going to recommend to you now. So to search for plugins, you just go to Add New, and here you can search for new plugins. Now, I'm going to suggest to you first of all a plugin called Envato Elements, which there are a lot of really good free templates that you can use, and also access to some paid templates if you want. So I install that, activate, go back again to Add New, and then you want an SEO plugin. Rank Math is the best SEO plugin you can use. It's free, or you can have a paid version with extra features. So again, install and activate. And if you want some security, which is always a good idea, then it's good to install a firewall plugin. For that, I suggest WordFence. There are others too. Font Awesome is another good one. And to help with page speed, WP Optimize. So these are a few of the plugins I recommend to get you started at least. Now remember to go through and select Enable Auto Updates to save yourself a lot of time. And now we can get started building the website. Your website is going to be divided between pages, which are your website pages, and posts, which will be your blog posts, your articles. So of course the first thing you want to build up are pages. Sometimes often it comes with a default page, but I usually just get rid of that and start with a complete clean slate. What pages you have will depend very much on what services you're going to offer. So typically you're going to want a home page, which is your introductory page, which is the landing page when people type in the base URL. Then, like in my case, in most cases you're going to want photo galleries or a portfolio, and you might want to break that portfolio down into individual galleries, and then so galleries, sub-galleries and sub-galleries of this. So in my case, for example, I've got themes, and then winter, sunset, photos, then I've got the countries and places within the country. Then if you run photography workshops like me, you're going to want to have a workshop page, then with sub-galleries, with sub-pages for each individual workshop. Now it's important, many people I see that they just have a workshop page that shows all of their workshops in all different places, all different countries. This is not a good idea. For SEO purposes, people are searching for, most cases, workshops in a specific location. So what you want to do is you want to have a page, a landing page that never changes for each particular workshop and location that you offer. And then within that you can have dates, different dates and things like that. So for example, my Jurassic Coast workshop, I have a page purely for that. And then within that page is all the info and dates for that. Same here. Lake Bled, photography workshops. I have a page set up for Lake Bled photography workshop, which is a search term. And that keyword is repeated throughout my page, and the page is clearly about Lake Bled photography workshops. So now, if you go to Google and you search Lake Bled photography workshop, I'm on top of the search results. See? Lake Bled photography workshop, that's my page. One day workshop Okay, so Google has indexed my page against that search term. If Google has indexed this page against this search term, and then I went and changed this page and created a new page for a new workshop and a new date, then I actually lose that link, and anybody who clicks through will get a blank page. And Google will see that, and they will remove my page from the index. And I will have to start again. And what happens is that over time you build up a ranking. So I've got to the top of the Google search results for that. If I remove this page and create a whole new page, then I've lost my top spot. So it's important to keep the pages, the URL of the pages, I should say, the same. And then if you want to change the page, so this is the URL. If you want to change the page, by all means change the page layout, text, things like that, but keep the URL the same. And one page for each workshop location that you offer. So you probably want to have a blog page. So if you're going to have a blog, you want to have a main blog page like this, which will then showcase all the different blogs that you will link to. Your blogs will be blog posts, but you need one main page to take people to, so they can browse through, look for different blogs or articles and click and read them. Okay, my blog is on a separate website, so let's go back. Then in my case, I've got landing pages for wall art prints because I sell wall art prints. So I have a whole bunch of landing pages that are optimized for these search terms. So fine art photography prints. And then I've got information on all the different types of prints that I sell. And then I've got individual pages for search terms like canvas photo prints. And then I've got a landing page which highlights the canvas prints that I sell and information about that. Then most people are going to want to have an about page, so a bit of information about you, who you are, because people are often interested in the photographer behind the photographs. So these are just an example of some pages. You might want more. You might if you're offering different services. So in the pages section, this is where you create pages. And to create a page, you simply add new. So to start with, it might be an idea just to click add new. Create a home page, so give it a name, home or home page. Save it as a draft if you like. Or you can publish it, because remember, if you've got the coming soon set and you're in maintenance mode, then people will only see that. So it's useful then, you can click schedule, schedule again, it just publishes it straight away. As I said, if you visit the site when you're logged in, you can view the pages. And so it's much better to publish the pages and work on the site, so you can navigate everything as a user would to see how everything's building and everything's looking. So we can create a home page, maybe an about page, and so on. Now before we get started really with doing this, there are some very easy options. Now in the last video I showed you that Elementor has a whole bunch of templates. They have a template library, and you can use those templates to build up all your pages. Elementor also quite recently have introduced something called a kit library. If you go to templates, Elementor, templates, kit library. In this kit library, you've actually got a whole website template ready there for you. So you can search for something like photographer. There we go. And there are 4 photography templates. So you can maybe preview these, and you can navigate it and see how everything looks. Now the idea of this is that if you install this kit, it will install this entire website, and then you can basically go into every page and just change all of the image, change the text to suit your own site. So it's the quickest and simplest way to build yourself a website. So you can click through, see how each one looks. Up here you'll see you've got the option to preview how it looks on the PC or laptop, how it looks on a tablet, and how it looks on a smartphone. So that's quite useful. If you like this and you want to use it, you just simply click Apply Kit, and that will then install everything that you need to get started. Or you can go back to library and maybe look at another kit. So preview the kits, and if you decide to use a kit and you decide which kit to use, then just click Apply Kit and get started. Of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be a photography website kit. There are a whole load of different ones, and you could choose a kit that looks very nice. Okay, it can be a bread bakery website, but if you like the layout and the website itself, you can easily modify or adapt that to a photography site. I mean, basically, this could very easily just be changed. Change this to Ian Middleton Photography. Change the page names to suit what you like. So, but then just replace these images and the texts and just turn it into a photography website. That's all. That's all. And sometimes actually some of these sites are better. So you could have, for example, galleries, and have a nice big picture up here. Replace this with for my photography collection or galleries, and then just replace all these texts with images and links to galleries. So I could have photos of England, a photo of England here, a bit of text, get rid of this, and just have a button that clicks through to the gallery. So it doesn't have to be a photography kit, but there are your options if you want to use them. To come out of that, just go up here and click the cross. Another option that you have, and if you remember, I showed you how to install something called Envato Elements. So if you've created a page like this, home page, like we've done here, then you need to select Edit with Elementor, and that will open it that will make it an Elementor page, and that will open it then in the Elementor editor. And now you'll see that down here, as long as with your template button here, add templates, this is the Elementor templates. So if you click this, you've got pages. So you don't have to use the kit, you could actually just use the pages. And each of these is a full page, and you can click to install that onto the page and everything. You've got blocks, so if you don't want to install a whole page, then you can just find blocks to insert, or my templates. So any like for example the holding page template that I created, that is now here. And if you have any other templates, or you want anything that you're building and you want to make it a template, then you can save it here. Now we'll do this along the way so you can see how it works. It's very useful if you want to create one big header and you want that header to repeat maybe throughout on each page, or you at least want the header layout, size and settings. And then what you can do is when you create another page, you can insert that header and then just change a photo, for example, or change the text. So this is very useful. But the green one here, that is the Envato Elements plugin that we installed. So what you've got here, these are installed kits. We've got nothing installed at the moment. You've got premium kits. Now these are same as the Elementor kits. Basically gives you an entire website, but for these you have to subscribe and pay a monthly subscription actually to use. So, or you've got free kits. Now there are a lot of good free kits here, and I use them all the time, to be honest. So you can come along here, perhaps, again, maybe search photography, and you may find a photography kit. Again, you can preview. So if you click preview, it opens it in a new tab, and you can look at all of the pages here. And if you like the look, the difference here is that you don't have to use all of these pages. And if you install this kit, it won't install the whole website like the Elementor kit will. It will just install it so you can use each page. And I'll show you how that does. So let's, for example, install this wedding photography kit. Now we can see it's installed. If we go to installed kit, that's here. and we can view the installed kit, and it shows us all of the pages. Now you'll see here that often when you install a kit, it might need to install some other features for this kit. And invariably you need Elementor Pro for most of these kits. So if you have Elementor, the free version, by all means try it, but you may find that some of the kits or the pages won't work well enough and you'll need Elementor Pro. So you just simply install the requirements. In this case it doesn't need, it's just installing some custom CSS. So we just install that. There you go, that's done. Now what I can do is I get a selection. See, I got a choice of 5 different home pages, an about me page, portfolio pages, 3 portfolio pages, a portfolio, actually 5 portfolio pages, frequently asked questions, packages, things like that. So what you can do is you go here, you click to see the page itself, so you can look at each page in turn, see what you think, see which one you like the best. There's 4 home pages, actually 5 home pages, there we go. See which one you like the best. That's quite a nice, simple, clean layout. If you like this one, for example, then just click Insert Template, and that's now installed. Now we have that entire page set up, and all we need to do is go in and change things. So for example, I would click this is our header, and the first thing I would do is reduce this height because I think it's too high. So here we can do that, simply minimum height. I can pull this down to about 60. I actually think that's better. Then I can come up here, and the column position, I can align it in the top there. So, and then I just need to come here, click this box here, which will bring up this, and change the name. Ian Middleton. Same again here, you'll find that each one is a widget, a box. And I can say travel and landscape photographer. So now I've changed this. Of course, I don't want that picture. It's not mine. So again, I'm going to come up here, go to Style, and here you'll find the background image is here. So I will click this to replace it with something. Quite simply, I'll go to Upload Files and find one of my pictures to replace it with. So for example, I might try this one. Now when you upload an image, over here you've got the details. You've got a caption, a title, and alt text. Now alt text is what the search engine will read. So it's very important to fill that out. I usually copy the caption if I've already got it in the data within the image. It usually imports it. So then I just simply copy that up there, insert media. Now you can see this is how it's appeared. Now that's because it's positioned bottom center, so you can adjust the position. I can center it, or I can do top center. There we go, which is better. And that's how my homepage header will look. Now because I've changed the image, the color of the text is not nice, so I'm going to go to Style and I'm going to change it to white. I'm going to change this to white, or any other color that you want. And I'm also going to transform to uppercase, and I'm going to change the font because I don't like that font. So we could change it to something simple like Roboto is a good one. Then I can change the weight. And if we come back up here, I can add a text stroke. a black text stroke, make it 1 point to make it stand out if you like that kind of thing. I can also add some text shadow to make it stand out, so that looks a little better. I'm just doing this for demonstration purpose. I'm not going to go too much into detail, of course. And we can do the same thing here. Add a text stroke, add this, come up here, change to... Now it's often good not to have too many different fonts. Basically you should have two fonts. Usually have one font for all header text and one font for all the main text. I'll show you how we do all that later. This is how you can do it on an individual basis. Same thing here, uppercase, we can adjust the size, make it bigger. 16. The weight, again uppercase, style, normal, oblique, italic, and some decoration if you want, but I mean, why anyone would want to put a line through, I do not know, or an overline even, or even an underline. I leave them blank, but the options are there. You've got line height. Letter spacing is useful. It's very good because then what you can do is space it out so that it matches. So we can adjust the letter spacing to stretch it a little bit maybe. Now what you may find sometimes is that it doesn't line up for some odd reason. So what you can do is you can change the margin. So if we click this, go to advanced, you already see that the top margin is set to -20, that the template has already set it so that it's closer to the text above. And you can do the same thing here. So the left margin, we can increase it, and then we can move it more towards the center. There we go. So now that's more centralized. It looks a lot better. Click update. If you're happy with any changes, click update so you make sure that those changes are saved. And now we've changed the header. And now we can go through and change the rest of it. I won't go too much into that now because you'll notice up here that we've got this ugly little section here called homepage. So we're going to look at setting the framework for your website before. So it's a good idea to maybe do this with one initial page and then go and set the framework for your website. And the framework basically is going to be, you're going to need a header up here with your menu buttons and your logo and everything else that you need. And also many websites have a footer. So I think that's about enough for part 2, and we'll look at all of that in part 3. Remember, if you'd like to get Elementor Pro for yourself, then you can do so using the affiliate link down in the description below. I will get a small commission if you purchase, but the price will still remain the same for yourself. So thanks for watching, and if you're first time here, then please subscribe. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Check out part 1 if you haven't already, and catch you later. Bye bye.